All right, the man says go. We are live and recording episode number 19 of the Daily Blip. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining in. We've got a couple guests with us today. As usual, or most of the time, we've got Matt here from Pivot Studios. How are you doing, bud?
Doing good, Brian. Happy to be here.
Awesome. We're recording later in the day. It's a little bit different. I feel like I've gotten some stuff done today. How about you?
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten some stuff done. It's sunny out, so I'm getting a little more sun in the background here too for the recording.
Yeah.
So it's been like 70 all week here actually. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
had some
nice.
good recording sessions this morning. So got a little more pep to my step. Just feel like I got a good
Nice.
day under my belt already.
Nice. And also with us is Declan producing. We don't have a camera on Declan unless he switches over to the producer cam. It sounds like he did. So he's on the show. So it is kind of weird doing the recording in the afternoon. I kind of like it, honestly, because instead of talking about what I'm going to do, I can talk a little bit about what I've gotten done. I didn't mention this at all to, I don't think either of you, Deck or Matt, I had a meeting today, and it was, it's not like it's a prestigious meeting or anything, but it was cool because we got reached out to a couple days ago by a company that represents the Milwaukee Bucks. And they're a company out of the UK. It's like, I think they're called 11 Sports Media or something like that. So Jamie tells me, hey, somebody is called. He's got an accent. His name's Ed. He wants to talk to you about a partnership with the Bucks. You know, when you hear partnership with the Bucks, you're like, okay, let's go. And I want to meet Giannis. Is that part of the deal? Do we get to like hang out? Can we like be buds and whatever? Of course not. But anyway, I'm like, okay, I probably know what this is about. It's probably just an angle for advertisement stuff and whatever. But so I called him back, left him a message. He sent me a LinkedIn message. We played tag and we finally talked yesterday. And yeah, strong British accent. So I'm like, who are these guys? So I looked them up. Okay, they're out of the UK. The Bucks was literally their first NBA team that they kind of linked up with. And talked to Ed a little bit, heard his spiel. I'm like, sure, I'll do the longer meeting with your boss. And this is what I do for a living too, so I'm curious. And so I had that meeting today, and it was pretty cool. The guy who I met with was Scott Billsborough, and he's straight out of London. So I met with them earlier, late morning-ish, I think. And maybe it was noon, I can't remember. And so it must have been, pretty late his time. But good meeting, but it's interesting. So they're a company that, so they partner with professional sports franchises. They started out just doing Premier League stuff overseas. And their whole shtick is they create relationships with small to medium-sized businesses for professional sports franchises. So to get kind of the, for the sports franchises, it's ad revenue, right? It's, hey, I'm selling space in my vicinity on my social, on my web. So, to get your logo out there. But for the small guys like us, it makes us kind of feel like we're the big guys. The big 6-7 figure deals that gets their name on the court or in the stadium or whatever. So they're working with they've been around in the U.S. doing these things for about a year now. Overseas, they've been doing it for quite a long time. But, they've got a couple NFL franchises now, a couple more NBA. They're in MLS. So they're doing quite a bit of stuff. And so I was just curious, what's the benefit? And then what does it cost? So it seems really cool. The timing is terrible, though. We got so much going on, But it's kind of neat. They do this for the Panthers. I know you're not in Charlotte anymore, Matt, but they're linked up with the Panthers doing this stuff.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, no, I'm still a Panthers fan, unfortunately.
That's a tough gig right now. I'm a Cowboys fan, so that's a tough gig too. Let me tell you, especially in Green Bay territory. But so it was kind of neat. I watched some of their testimonials and was looking into them a little bit. And a lot of their clients that were talking on camera they were literally in the stadium. You could see everything behind because, this company, they get you like on the electronic ribbons that go around the stadiums or the arenas. They get you on the the jumbotrons for a certain amount of times. Any kind of large digital signage, like the Bucks have this huge sign outside attached to the side of one of the parking structures that faces the whole kind of arena district. And so you get like a couple weeks per year of coverage on that sign, which is kind of neat. But it's $25K a year. I mean, it's not all that much considering what you're getting, but
are you like every game doing that, or like how does it change for your cadence, or how does that work? I'm curious.
Yeah, so honestly, it's actually pretty good when you think about it. Like, okay, it's a little over $2K a month. I'm paying more than that for a lot of other things, but you got to really kind of weigh what's your ROI going to be. It's really cool to go to a stadium and see your company's name there. It gives you some pride, and hopefully you're hoping that gets the phone ringing or gets people talking to you. But so they cap the number of partners, the number of smaller community partners to 40. They started with 20 last year. Now they're bumping it up to 40, and it's never going to go higher than 40. So they were reaching out to us, and I know they're reaching out to others, but it's basically once they sign an IT company, we're the IT company. We're the IT partners of the Milwaukee Bucks. So not only do you show up in there, so that ribbon that goes around, it's like anytime they're showing like the group of partners, it's showing them all but scrolling, so it's every game. And then they put you in a network with all the other partners. So you have the ability to communicate with all the other small and medium-sized business partners because they know most of you all are business to business. So they give you the opportunity to kind of meet and work together and collaborate. You also get access to their logos, and you can use them on all your stuff. So he says what's super popular is like partners will put them not only on their, they'll put them front and center on their website, official roofing partner of the Milwaukee Bucks, official, toenail clinic of the Milwaukee Bucks, whatever, right? Or they'll put, they'll put them in their email handles. Brian Collins, VP of, Super Ninja Master, whatever, and then they'll have the Bucks logo and then their logo, and it's like, I can see there's a lot of value there, But the timing is terrible. We've got so much going on. We signed all these new kind of marketing partner agreements in December and January, and kind of blew the budget. Not even blow the budget, but we had a budget and we spent it. You know what I mean? So we don't just have that kind of cash money laying around, and you got to sign a 3-year deal.
Interesting. And when you sign that, do they want like first year up front, or can you go like $2K a month?
They want 12% up front. Okay. So it's basically like a $79,000, because there's a few other fees, artwork fees and stuff, but it's like a $79,000 deal, and then they want 12% up front. You can pay that however you want, and the typical is you just pay monthly from there. It comes to like $2,300 a month, and then or you can do quarterly, or you can pay however you want as long as you pay. But yeah, it's a commitment though. It's like, okay, we're in this for 3 years,
Yep.
So
definitely, that is a commitment.
But I can see why they do it, because now when you get someone to commit that long, you're not switching in and out,
Yep.
for a couple months, or this year, these are our IT partners, or these are our, this is the official automobile, dealer of the Milwaukee, or whatever, right? I mean, you see those kind of commercials all the time where, the official law firm of whatever team, and, you can leverage that in a lot of different ways. I mean, we could, if we did something like that, not only are we getting, so they make like a mini commercial that plays on a couple games on the Jumbotron. You get so many games for a year where your commercial plays, or there's one game for all 40 partners every year that's sponsored by you guys. Tonight's game sponsored by Panatech or whatever. So. It's very tempting. It's very tempting to just do it and figure it out.
Yeah, I feel like that price point. Yeah, that price point, even like for what you're getting, like you were saying, like, yeah, it's a lot of money, but for like thinking what you get, the logo, I mean, that seems somewhat reasonable, honestly.
Yeah. And I didn't even
really
get a
does.
chance to ask if there's like, but I'm pretty sure there's you get a few games a year. I know they got a couple special events that they dedicate to the partners where they come and where you kind of meet at the game and you get access to the court and all that fun stuff.
That's
but
cool.
yeah, I remember 2 years ago we were talking with one of their sales reps about just buying a business package of a certain number of games to be able to bring people in. But that was way more expensive than this.
Yeah, I feel like having like a box for your company is way more than that. I feel like it would probably be.
And and I wasn't even looking at boxes yet. This was just having a certain number, like 5 seats in a relatively good section.
Yeah.
For home games or you can pick your home games. You could pick, the packages or whatever. But that was even going to be more.
Wow.
So that was it was neat. There's nothing special about it from a standpoint of because it was me, I got this meeting. No, I mean, we got an IT company and we do all right. And they probably heard about us because we do a lot of marketing. But, they're just looking to get whoever's willing to pay at this point. But I just thought it'd be a really cool thing to talk about, these are the kind of things that come across all the time now. Everybody wants you to spend money on, their ideal way to market your company.
Yep.
Have you ever looked at doing any type of partnerships like that with maybe not sports franchises, but with anything advertising wise?
Not really. We have some like referral partners where like on their website, they'll have like a kind of a CTA of like, hey, looking for a podcast, and it'll go to our website. And then we have deals laid out with that. So, I mean, as far as advertising, we pretty much go with just like other companies. I have thought about, it was a while ago. I forget what it was. It was the Charlotte Knights. They're the AAA team for the White Sox. And they had.
I've got one of their hats. I picked when I was there. I got a hat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually one of the most beautiful stadiums in all of baseball because you see the back and it's just got the city there. So beautiful stadium. But I was thinking possibly there for a little bit on what is it called, on the programs. They had a pretty good deal to like get yourself on the program. So I looked into that. But as far as that, most of our marketing spend goes towards like paid ads and then referral partners and things like that. But I always thought, I mean, it's always been a dream of mine to be an official partner of an MLB team, specifically the Orioles would be cool.
Yeah.
So that'd always be really cool. But no, haven't really done too much of that yet.
Yeah, and same goes for me. Anytime I'm at like a Brewers game or a Bucks game, I'm enjoying the game, but I'm looking at everything. I'm like, how stinking cool would it be if I had the owl right there? I mean, it's just like, and that's a lot of that is just personal pride. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
But what it comes down to is you gotta, before you dive into that, is it going to move the needle, or are you going to be prepared to leverage in a way to help you move the needle?
Exactly.
When it comes down to it, when you're at the table talking with a group of decision makers about a deal to do, to provide services, is them knowing that you're the official IT partner of the Milwaukee Bucks, quote unquote, right? I mean, we're not doing their IT. That's what they think, right? We're not doing any of their IT. Is it going to get them to sign, right?
Yep. And
if any way it helps, okay. If it doesn't, if it's just, oh, that's really cool, congratulations. Oh, okay, thanks. So I've always shied away from that type of advertising too. I don't know why. Even when I got into doing marketing related stuff 15 years ago, I was just like, man, it just seems like a money pit.
Yeah, it is. It's really based off like, the emotions, a little bit of ego to it too. They're like, hey, you can, when you have your team as that, I mean, you want that. So yeah, it's very, I'd say kind of to your point, like if you're thinking about doing it, try putting your emotions aside. Cause I know if the Orioles came to me right now and they were like, hey,
oh yeah.
I'd be like, okay, let's do this.
Where do I sign?
Where do I sign? So that's where it's like, you got to take a step back and to your point, okay, how much value does it bring? And honestly, it could depending on what you do. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying there. Cause I know how I would react like someone coming to me. And so you got to take a step back, put your emotions aside and be like, okay, is this going to actually value my company? And
some others, like you even get some radio spots with the deal. With the local WTMJ, that's where they air all the games and stuff. So you get some radio coverage. But whether it's been radio, billboards, anything like that, I've always been reluctant to pull the trigger on that kind of spend for whatever reason. But one of our so Arsenal, who I talk about a lot, one of our partners, they've got so they're down in the St. Louis area. They're big fans of the Blues. St. Louis got the Cardinals, got the Blues. You don't have the Rams anymore. But so when we were there recently, Declan and we went to the game, and I had already had tickets bought. I was just going to take them to a Blues game because recently we went to a small minor league hockey game for Declan's first hockey game a few weeks before, and it was a lot of fun. So let's go see a real game. Let's go see a big pro game. And so I had nosebleed tickets. And I don't care. They were $15 each. I was like, this is still going to be fun. And I had my meeting with Arsenal, and they're like, hey, have a great night. What do you got plans? We're going to go down and see I'm like, we're going to take my son to go see a Blues game. They're like, oh, really? Let me check with our owner and see, because we've got a box there. I think we got a couple extra seats. So they're like, would you be interested? I'm like, yeah, I think so. And I think that'd be pretty sweet. And that was when I was on their podcast, and I was just like, I was like, yeah. So they checked it out, and a couple minutes later, he comes walking in the meeting. He's like, yeah, I already got you set up. They know you're coming. Give me your cell phone number, and I'll send you over the tickets. And so he just sent me he shared the tickets with me, and I put them on my Ticketmaster app. And I'm like, how do you handle parking? He's like, don't worry about parking. We got reserved spaces in the parking structure. Just show them this, and they'll let you in. My truck barely fit. In fact, a couple spaces, the plastic antenna thing scraped on the top because it's like a 7'2" clearance, and my truck is like right there. But we went to the game. It was a blast. We get in there. We're in the box. A bunch of the people from their company is in there because they have a box for all the games. And a couple of the guys are in there, and they welcomed me in. They were really cool. They talked with us the whole time. Like 10 minutes into watching the game, a lady from the Blues shows up. She's like in a nice business suit, and she's got a bag of stuff. She's like, are you Mr. Collins? I'm like, yeah. He's like, this is from Arsenal for your son. Whole bag of stuff. Jersey, like an official jersey. What else? A replica championship ring from when they won the Stanley Cup a few years back. Like a leather bag tag. What else? Oh, hockey puck signed by their goalie, who I guess he's awesome. I mean, I don't follow hockey close enough to know, but it was just really cool. And I was like, man, really cool. How cool would it be to be able to treat your clients like that? And it was just a classy move. And so we're sitting there watching. I didn't even notice, but one of the guys that worked there, he's like, look, check it out down on the ice. I'm looking on one hole on each side of their logo is there. The Arsenal logo is on the ice, like real big. I'm like, holy crap. I must have sold, an arm and a leg to get that package, but pretty cool. Yeah. So, I mean, I was impressed. Again, I mean, we were already a client by the time we were doing this, but it was pretty cool. But I think they leverage it not necessarily so much with clients, but more as incentive for their employees. Because if there's one thing I noticed when I was there, it seemed like everybody who was working there was having a ball. And these are people cold calling. Like nobody likes to cold call. It's miserable work. But man, they're doing something right. They're all like having fun. They're getting their work done, but they're running a podcast. They're having fun. They're in a school building, a relatively new school building that it was a private school that closed down. It's got its own like pristine gymnasium, basketball gym and stuff. It's cool. But they're doing something right with that relationship with the professional hockey team. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of a cool subject to talk about because like you said, and the same feeling I have, I've always had this dream since the first time I started selling IT services years ago when I was working for a really good friend of mine, and we were building this thing from nothing. And it just, when you get your first couple deals, like, how it feels when you got a business and you're getting your first couple, you feel like I'm gonna rule the world. Yeah, you do. Nobody's stopping me. I remember this now, I remember closing a couple deals and going to my buddy. I'm like, dude, we are going to take over the world. Yeah. No, that didn't happen, but that's what it felt like. It really felt like that.
Yeah, it didn't happen yet.
Yet. That's right. Yeah. But you're right. You're sitting at games and you're looking at all the stuff and you're like, man, how cool would it be to see my company there?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes even buildings, like when I go and visit different cities and stuff, and driving through the skyline and seeing like US Bank or
Yeah.
any whatever, be like, even the buildings, I'm like, wow, just to have like a building with your name, like, yeah, I always think the same thing too, because like as a business, that's what you notice, and you're like, okay, who's here? What are they doing? And like,
Yep.
especially when you see a company you haven't heard, you're like, oh crap, how are they able to afford that? What are they doing? So it really
Right.
does pique interest. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, anyway, all right, moving on from that. What's going on? What else is going on? Any headlines or anything we should be paying attention to? I'm going to check out.
Nothing too crazy that I've seen. I mean, the news, I feel like you search news, you just see Elon everywhere now.
Right. It's yeah, like everybody burning up Teslas. Like that's a good idea.
Yep. Yep.
Seriously.
I saw Petco is getting more into digital experience and things like that. So that was interesting, but haven't seen too much going on in the Twitter world. I don't know what's going on either. Let's see.
Hey, Deck, did you go over to
MLB
Doge?
Yeah,
You did?
Doge be
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
MLB opening days today.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah, other than that, seems like the planes are staying on the ground. I'll be in the air tomorrow, so I'm hoping my plane will stay on the ground as well.
What airline are you flying?
United, which I'm honestly not too happy about. I don't really. I'm an American guy through and through.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's what I've done lately. Is yeah, I bought into American's deal. I
Yeah.
got my American City card, and that's when I fly, I use that to try to get points or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Charlotte was a hub for Americans, so I got familiar with them, and I've had nothing but great experiences with American person. The only experiences I've had bad with is United. So we'll
Oh,
see
yeah.
what happens to it. And that's not even bad, just delays. But I really like Frontier, which is kind of on the Spirit-esque
Really?
of the level, but they do a damn good job in my opinion. So I'm a pretty big Frontier guy as well.
Frontier.
Yeah.
I've flown Frontier a few times. What was Frontier before it was Frontier? Oh, I remember it all switched from some company to Frontier.
Let's see. Citizens Utilities Company?
I do not remember that.
I
No.
don't know. Arizona Airways, Challenger Airlines, Monarch. I think it might have been Monarch
Maybe.
Airlines.
Maybe I can't remember. Yeah, Frontier's been all right. It's kind of in
Yeah.
that Southwest kind of
Yep.
thing.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
Yeah, I haven't had really bad. I've had a couple experiences with different airlines losing my bag, but I think that's just a numbers game.
Yeah.
And they always get it back, but
Yeah. Started putting air tags in mine just in case, and so
Oh,
I
yeah?
can get an exact read. And they're
You
like,
know
"We
where
don't
they
know
are."
where your bag is," and I'm like,
I
"Well,
do.
I can tell you where it is. I see it right now."
That's
Yeah.
brilliant. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
My wife got me an air tag for my wallet, which is super inconvenient because it's weird shaped, and then one for my
Yeah.
keys because I'm always sitting in places and I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago.
I don't have my wallet on me. I wish I did, but I got a AirTag specific wallet, and it has a specific hole for your AirTags.
Yeah,
and it's actually
oh, the whole wallet is.
yeah, the whole wallet is.
My wife got me this thing where the
yeah,
air tag
here.
just pops into it.
It's
I'm gonna
literally
have
right
to
over
check
there.
that out. So
be
it's
right
just
back.
it's just the whole wallet. He's getting his wallet, guys. Hey, I jumped over to MLB.com and let's see what's happening in the games today. Actually, no, I am not at MLB.com. I just Googled MLB and it's showing me all the stuff.
I think the Orioles are winning against the Blue Jays right now. I believe.
Right. Let's see.
But yeah, this is it. So it's a part of the wallet. If you see.
Oh, that's sweet. I was gonna say dope, but I don't know if that's a cool thing to say anymore. That's probably
It's still
cool.
out there.
It's still there. Is it what is it now? Is what should I call it? Is it slapping? What is it? Is it the appropriate usage of risen?
No,
Matt knows.
that is not the definition of that. I
don't know.
like saying something looks clean. I'm like, that
Oh,
looks
it's
clean.
Tight.
That's what I like.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight. That's fresh. There's so many different words, and they're all in there from over the last 30 years. All right, bottom
Yeah.
of the fifth. The Brewers are down to the Yankees 2-1. Orioles are up 6-0
Oh, there. Love
over
it.
the Blue Jays.
Wish we could have done that in the playoffs last year, but
Right?
we'll see.
Jeez. Same here. What do we got? Other ones to watch. Who's supposed to just be strong this year?
They're saying Seattle, it might have some
Really?
pulse. They've got some really good pitching. Seattle Mariners, they say.
They play tonight at 9:10.
The Astros are supposed to be good per usual, but people still hate them from the cheating scandal. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the play. What was it there? Stealing signs.
Yep, stealing signs. Yep.
I'm like,
Yank-
yeah, I'd be pissed about that too. But I mean, come on, everybody's trying to do that.
Yep. It is, and they're still a good team. So it's like you can't take away their success now. And people try to take away their. It's like no, they're still a good team.
Yeah, it's kind of like the stuff that went on years ago with like whether it's the Patriots or years ago with the whole. Remember the bounty scandal with
Sean Payton,
the Saints?
Right? Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
I guess they made a movie out of that. I hadn't heard they made a movie with who's the guy? Paul Blart Mall Cop, that actor.
I heard they did make a movie,
yeah,
but I haven't seen that. I think it's supposed to be kind of like a comedy.
Yeah, kind of a little bit. Yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, that was a whole crazy scandal. And then Deflategate with the Patriots, that was a big one too.
Deflate the ball. But if you ain't cheating, you're not trying. That's what they say, right? In sports.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think we should check in on the MLB as we go. It's a long season. A lot of things could happen.
Yep.
I love baseball.
Same here.
I might be coaching baseball again in a few months. So I got a text message from one of the parents asking if I managed to create a county team. I didn't reply yet, but it is a no. I mean, I would have liked to have created a county team when we would have to deal with the city stuff because city stuff can be tough sometimes. But when I was dealing with our commissioner, super nice guy, super helpful, but the rules didn't gel well, so it caused problems. Anyway, what's going on with Doge? Great work by the U.S. Department of Labor, Secretary LCD at Sonderling 47, canceling $577 million in American last grants for $237 million in savings, including $10 million for gender equality in the Mexican workplace, $12.12 million for worker empowerment in South America, and $6.25 million for improving respect for workers. That's all it says. I think I have to click on it to see more, but it doesn't. There's no link to the X post. That was today at 3:18. Yesterday evening, 113 wasteful contracts were terminated with a ceiling value of $4.7 billion. I feel like we talked about that one. Yeah, we did because that was yesterday at 7:47 a.m. We were recording after that. So only one update since yesterday. I don't know. Maybe things are slowing down a little bit. Maybe Elon and the crew are running around trying to put out fires at the dealerships. I don't know. It's not funny to joke about. Someone's going to get hurt. It's not going to be cool.
Yep. That's pretty crazy stuff going on for sure.
Yep. Anyway, what else is going on? I did have another. Going back to internal stuff, I had a meeting at 2 with a hospital out northeast. And it was interesting because the problems that they're having generating revenue are related to the services they're providing not getting reimbursed by insurance companies. And so we do a lot of that kind of work, right? Revenue cycle management for medical organizations. And this in particular, it looked like there was going to be an opportunity because they're like, hey, we need somebody to help us with. Who's that?
Scarlett
I'm totally distracted now. Hey, Scarlett.
Yes, she has joined the office cat.
What is up, Scarlett? Awesome. How old is Scarlett?
She's 4. She's going on 4, so she's getting a little older. I just actually took her to the vet, and they were just giving her some. They were like, she's getting older. It's time to give her dental chews. So I guess she has gingivitis, and I'm just whenever doctors like tell me all these human things about, I'm like, she's a cat. Like, what
cat.
do you mean?
Of course,
But yeah, she's cool.
Should I just let her eat some mice and she can clean her teeth with the bones or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
sorry for the interruption, Scarlett.
No, it's okay.
Camera time.
I'm totally down on. We had 2 cats at one point in time, and they were like, or each around 18 or 19 when we put them down. I think maybe not quite that old, 16, 17, but they were senior for sure.
Yep. Yeah, cats will get old. They really will. They'll last you a while.
Yeah, and they're not very high maintenance. They're pretty indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
Does Scarlett have any typical cat things? Does she just like to walk around and knock things off of? If you leave open glasses of water, does she tip them over trying to get at them?
No, she's pretty good cat. She does a lot of quirky, regular cat things. Her one thing is that drives me a little insane because of all the equipment we have here. She does love to bite cords. So
she's a cord chewer.
Yes, that's her. She's an amazing cat. Love her to death. Her one little thing is she does love cords, but I've gotten her kind of cord-like toys that has gotten her away from that. But yeah, other than that, she just kind of hangs around. And like you said, the maintenance was a big thing for me because I'm a huge dog guy as well. But with the amount of travel I do, it's just hard with the dog. So it's nice if I travel. She's got like automatic feeder. She's got automatic water. So she's good for a week or two just on her own if she needed to be, which is nice.
That's the nice thing about cats. That's funny though. Yep. She's a cord chewer.
Yeah, she really is.
Ours didn't chew cords as much. Like one of them, we had one cat named Precious. It was funny. My precious. But anyway,
precious.
Yeah, she would only drink water from a sink. She would not touch water in a bowl.
That's interesting. I just saw a video online of like a cat only using a hamster thing too. So it must be the water coming down. Yeah.
We probably wasted so much water over like 15 years because what happened is, the water bowls would be right down there. Our other cat, Honey, he's down there. He was an orange cat. He'd be good. He'd get after the dog's water. He didn't care. He just didn't care. And, but no, Precious would sit on the sink, normally the kitchen sink. And if that water wasn't dripping, we would have problems. We'd hear from her. She'd come find you. She'd lead you in the kitchen. You have to turn the water on so she could drink. Well, nobody's standing by the sink for a couple minutes while the cat got her fill. So we just walk away. Sometimes we'd leave the house. Oh, crap, the water's been on all night long. It's like, It wasn't like rushing. It was usually like a slow trickle, but still, I bet you it added up.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
That's funny, though. Cats are just funny with their little things. They all have their little things.
Yep. And she was bad, too. The whole, if you left a cup of water that wasn't closed, she would stick her head in there, try to get at that water. If she couldn't get at it, knock the cup over and water everywhere. And the worst is like in the bedroom, you leave a cup of water open in the middle of the night, 3 a.m, splash.
Yeah. Cat's up again.
Cats. Anyway, cool. Well, I think we're about at time here. It's I think we got a good 30 minutes in. That's good. Hey, this has been fun. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Declan, for running the show. Any wise words of wisdom for the audience today, Deck? You didn't get to talk too much. No? All right. Well, we're going to try to get you back to do this again tomorrow. Mom might have other ideas because she needs help with stuff, but we'll see. See what I can do. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 19 of the Daily Blip. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.